So I've been going pretty hard on this organization known as Newsguard. They are a bunch of partisan hacks, and they are getting government dollars to look into private citizens. I'm a private citizen. I have gone off on these freaks and losers, and today I'm going to destroy them.
And destroy them he did. Newsguard, by the way, which describes itself as a website which, quote, assesses the credibility and transparency of news and information websites. But in reality, it's a liberal left-wing hack outlet that seeks to discredit conservative voices, deeming anyone who deviates from the left as an arbiter of separating news from so-called misinformation. Their latest target, none other than our guest and the host of the Rubin Report, a fan favorite, and someone who we will stand by, Dave Rubin. Dave, good to see you. Tell me who this group is and what they did to you to earn that ire of your
self,
wrath there.
Of myself, Sean, yes, of me. I have a lot of ire for these people. I don't like them very much. Well, this is really a fascinating story because it sums up so much of what is wrong right now in American culture and in politics relative to big tech and government and the whole thing. I actually had never heard of Newsmax until last Friday, so about 4 or 5 days ago, when I had Marissa Streit, who is the PragerU CEO, on my show, and she said that this organization, Newsmax, has been looking into PragerU and putting them on all these lists, and they're having trouble getting vendors because of this, and because basically they look at your website or the videos that you put out, and they say you're dangerous and you're a misinformation specialist. They only go after right-wingers, of course, conservatives. Anyway, I'd never heard of them until she said that on my show. And then lo and behold, on Monday morning, I get an email from Newsmax that they're looking into me. Now, I am an opinion show, Sean. Yeah, go ahead.
Dave, real quick, I just want to make sure we're clear on our terms here. Newsmax, us, good, fighting for justice, standing with Dave Rubin. Newsguard, bad. just want to make sure you're fighting the right enemy there. Newsguard, bad. Newsmax, good. Right? We're
Sean,
with you.
I'm blushing. It's been a long day. It's been a long day over here. Newsguard, bad. Newsmax, good. You guys can clip that, put that on a promo for the network if you want. That's hilarious. In any event, these Newsguard people now are coming after me. They are trying to find out all this information about my show. I am an opinion show, by the way. I have never purported to be a journalist. Most people who consider themselves journalists at, say, CNN or the New York Times or Washington Post, they're not journalists either. But they say they're journalists. I just tell people what I think. I do the best I can relative to the facts and the information that I have. Every now and again, I'm going to make a mistake. But the point is, what this is really, Sean, is a mafia tactic that has been used on you guys at Newsmax. It has been used at, on the folks at PragerU, and virtually anyone who is non-woke. You don't even have to be fully tried and true conservative. They want to silence anyone. This organization has gotten $750,000 from the feds. You can find it online. Yep. Go ahead.
That's it. You're touching. This is the big point. These guys are getting federal funding, and then there's this other organization called the Global Disinformation Index that's a State Department-backed entity doing the similar thing. It's one thing if these guys want to do it on their own, but to your point, these organizations, Newsguard, this Global Information or Disinformation Index, are all getting government funding to attack conservatives, and I think it's fascinating what's happening, but it's kind of interesting because I want to pivot a little on this because, we have been talking about this. I know you are aware of this, but we've been deplatformed by AT&T. Here's the angle that I think is interesting with you, that you've seen the stock price of AT&T be devalued by about $10 billion, $10 billion with a B, since they platformed us, right? The question I have is, are conservatives finally doing something? We've seen thousands and thousands of people call and cancel and act. So are we finally getting the message that if we want to push back, it will work?
Yes, I have had enough of these people, and it is time that we destroy cancel culture. Me now trying to destroy Newsguard is not cancel culture. This is a mafia organization run partially, at least through government funds, that goes out there to step on people's First Amendment rights. When they're looking at the content that I put out there, and what they do, it's really insidious, Sean. You know how the lies get laundered through the system. What they do is they put out this report. It's completely nonsensical. Dave Rubin sat down with right-wingers, and he didn't ask questions that we like, et cetera, et cetera. They never look into anyone on the left. I mean, I'm sure Newsguard is not looking into what's going on over at CNN and seeing how their journalistic integrity is. But what they do is they put out these reports, and then the reports get picked up in the New York Times. So then the media uses the report as a way of going after us. And then what they're trying to do is ensure that I can't use certain products, vendors, online video platforms. Fortunately, I'm a part owner of Rumble, and I do own my own show, and the chances that I fire myself are slim to none, that I'm going to bring myself into the office and say, Dave, you know, we've had just about enough of this. You're out of here.
Well, and the key that people need to understand about what you're saying is a government-funded entity is listing all of these organizations up there on the screen, and they're going after places like yours. And again, same thing. You're not a news person. You're an opinion.
Sean, look at this.
Right.
Least likely to spread disinformation.
And then they're telling
the New York
people
Times,
not to advertise. Right. All right. And those are the good ones. But this is the problem, is they're trying to, I mean, this is a violation of First Amendment rights. I mean, they're basically, the government is picking winners and losers and telling advertisers don't go there because those are bad. And that's the key, and that's what's fighting. That's why I fight. So I appreciate you being here to explain this, and thank you for continuing to get the word out.
Sean, I just want to say that you folks are doing fine work at Newsmax, and really, Newsmax is wonderful. Newsmax good, Newsguard bad.
Awesome. We got it straight. Thanks, Dave. Always appreciate it.